Hello out there, this is Wakeangel2K1 coming at you with another personal project. This one is Shovel Knight. I got the idea when the Shovel Knight amiibo was first released. When I saw him, I realized that he'd make a pretty cool action figure. Unfortunately, since he's not officially made by Nintendo, we're not likely to see him in the World of Nintendo line anytime soon. So I decided to take it upon myself, like I always do. The base figure is Tyrion Lannister from the Game of Thrones line. He has the right proportions to be our happy little 8-bit character, and the armor is actually a pretty decent match, so it just seemed to be a match made in heaven. Tyrion came with this little axe accessory, which is easy enough to modify into a shovel, although I forgot to take a picture of it after I painted it, so you're going to have to wait until you see the whole figure complete to see him holding the shovel when it's painted. The figure dismantles pretty well. I could have taken the legs down to more parts, but it was fine this way. The real thing is that the parts that the chest piece is made out of is harder than the parts that the pin disc for the shoulders are made out of. That meant that I couldn't take the arms out of the sockets, so this is another one of those things where I had to work around that. But first, let's take a look at the hips. Tyrion had these rubberized skirt things that would give the look of armor without limiting the leg articulation, which is really cool. And they provided a nice solid anchoring point for the skirts that go around Shovel Knights. I just had to trim them down into the proper shape, and then I glued them together because I'm turning 4 points into 3, and then I sculpted on the plates with epoxy. The result is, the things. And there's no butt coverage on those things because apparently Shovel Knight never shows his back to his enemy, so he doesn't need to keep armor there, is what I'm guessing. Now, I'm kind of a dummy, and I forgot to take a picture of Shovel Knight's body mods before I painted them, so you can see how I sculpted on the big old shoulder pads. I wanted to mention that I left the soft rubber shoulder pads that Tyrion came with as anchoring points. This allows the shoulders to move up a little when I get the arms out, so he's able to move his arms all the way out without the sculpt of these big old shoulder things getting in the way. And oh yeah, he has a gigantic triangular thing on his chest. I can imagine that Shovel Knight has some pretty impressive pecs if he needs armor like that there. Compared to that, the modifications to the legs were very minor. Just a couple of little knee pads as sculpt, and then the rest of it's just a repaint. Oh, by the way, there's 3 different shades of blue here. Regular blue for, the lowest part of the armor, and then a middle part of the armor, which is a slightly lighter shade of blue, and then the lightest shade of blue, which goes on top. Just thought I'd really throw that out there. There's also yellow highlights, but mostly Shovel Knight's is just 3 different shades of blue. Now, the helmet, it's actually one of those gumball machine bubbles, the small kinds, which I modified to look like a cross between Boba Fett's helmet and a Viking helmet. So, that's good old Boba Viking for Shovel Knight. Now, Shovel Knight never removes his helmet in the game, so underneath it's just like a black shadow. I didn't really want to rob Tyrion of his face, so what I did was I just painted it all black to look like the permanently cast shadow. And then the head is stuck on, it's permanently attached, so it's not like it's removable, and that creates the effect of Shovel Knight having a face under there, but you can't really see the details of the face. So I thought that was a pretty good compromise, because now he actually looks like a person wearing a helmet that covers his face in shadow. And so there is the completed Shovel Knight, wielding his shovel. I love that game. I also love the fact that he holds the shovel and it has like a little guard as if it's a sword, but when he attacks, he still moves it like you would move a shovel. And thanks to the figure's articulation, he actually can still do that. Look at that. He's holding it by the handle and the way that you would, use a shovel. That's so cool. So yes, we have our Shovel Knight, and I figured a good profile shot just to show how big and barreled his chest is, because holy crap, Shovel Knight, you certainly do lift. I guess all that shoveling keeps you in good shape. Okay, so, yep, that's Shovel Knight, taking a picture of him next to his amiibo to to show that my shades of blue don't quite match the shades of blue they used to make the amiibo, but you know what? I'm not going to go and buy completely new paints for brands they don't sell in the stores where I live just to have a figure for myself. So, Shovel Knight is ready to dispense shovel justice. So, thank you all for watching. This is Wakeangel2K1 signing off, and I should have another video up by tomorrow.